The value of touch is so underestimated.
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, this is Dr. Roger Smith of the Parenting Matters Now, and I want to talk to you about touching your children and what kind of touch is so important to them. I often talk about the emotional tank of your children, and one of the ways that we can fill their emotional tank and meet their emotional needs is through touch. Touch, it can be powerful, but I tell you, touch can be powerfully negative as well. And so if the only time you touch your children is whenever you are angry or you're frustrated or you're seeking to correct them or discipline in some way, if that's the kind of touch that they experience, and that is the predominant kind of touch that they experience from you, touch is powerfully negative. But I want to talk about the positive kind of touch, and that there are many ways that we touch our children in a way that gives them emotional strength, emotional energy, emotional health, hope, and all those very positive things. And so there was a study done many years ago about the different types of touch and the impact or the value that the recipient placed on that, and it was measuring genuine concern and care, and that was the question, and they put touch into three categories. It was face-to-face touch, like a hug or a kiss. There was hand-to-hand touch, like holding hands, and then there was a hand-to-face or hand-to-head touch. And so my children found this very curious when they were teens and preteens, and their estimation of the results was they were quite surprised, I must say. And so the lowest ranking of genuine concern and care was actually face to face. The hug or kiss was ranked the lowest of the three. And so the one that ranked second was a hand-to-hand touch, holding hands. And we can all relate to this, that whenever we were a child and we were walking along in a somewhat fearful situation, that just holding our parent's hand gave us so much comfort and confidence. The first time we held the hand of our person of interest, our romantic interest, it lit fires within us and we had emotional responses. But quite honestly, the most powerful touch was when someone touched with their hand the head, face of the person, and the person felt genuine concern and care and a tenderness from the person. And so we instinctively somehow know this, but cognitively we forget it. So when we're going to pet one of our favorite pets, I guess that's why we call them a pet, and when we have an endearing touch to them, petting a dog, we don't touch the back, we don't touch their legs, we touch their head, they scratch them on the head. Somehow that confers care and concern. And so I don't say these things to use it in a manipulative sort of way, but where you have genuine care, genuine love, genuine interest in your child, understand that there are different ways that we touch them and that confers that to them. And so when you're putting your hand on the head of a small child and you're just rubbing their hair, you may just think of that as nothing, but to the child, that confers that you care, that you know them, that you love them. And so holding their hand, likewise, but touch is so powerful. So in whatever way, sometimes with small children, touching them may look like a wrestling match in the living room, but it may also look like holding their hand as you cross the street or you enter a building or a crowd or different things. Just know that touch is powerful and they need your touch. And that means at all ages. As your girls become older and they're entering the preteens and the teens, they still need your touch, your hug, to be able to sit next to you. And that is a powerful, important thing that we need to do with all of our children. As the boys become older, it may look more like a fist bump or a chest bump or a hug or a wrestling or put him in a headlock, or I don't know, but just know that touch is powerful. If we want to communicate that we care for our children and it's sincere, touch is a very important thing. It's Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.